My name is Mike Smith, and I was asked to talk about clinical trials and research. But before we get into that, I'll tell you a little story that started about 22 years ago when I was diagnosed with small lymphocytic lymphoma. Okay, when I was diagnosed, I did my research, and I wanted to find the best doctor. And I got 3 opinions, and I ended up at Ironwood. My first doctor 22 years ago, Dr. Cavalcant, was one of the best. And that's after reading voraciously about all the doctors in the area. I was lucky that he took me on. And again, when I was diagnosed, there was really no cure. And it's a small or slow-moving lymphoma, and the best thing to do is just wait and see where it goes, because there was a chemotherapy at the time, and it was not a cure. It would just slow it down. So it got worse, and I went for the chemotherapy. And shortly after that, I got a call from Dr. Cavalcant, and he said there's something new. And this was a brand new therapy. It was chemotherapy at the time, and it showed great hope for what I had. So I opted to do that, and now this was full-on chemotherapy, so I had all the symptoms. I got sick, was very tired, all the things you hear about chemotherapy. I went through that, and it came back. And when it came back, I did the therapy again, but this time it didn't last as long. It lasted for a couple of years. And at that time, I'd moved on to a new doctor because Dr. Cavalcant had retired. And I don't know if it was just luck, but I got Dr. Darouk at Ironwood, who was unbelievable. I could be friends with that guy. He makes me feel like I'm the only patient he has. He spends time with me, he talks to me, and he is never in a rush. Love the guy. And again, I was so lucky to have found him. So he called me one day, and he said I would be eligible for clinical trials. There was a new therapy that came out that it was now in the 2nd stage. The 1st stage actually worked. People were being prescribed the 1st stage, and it was just a pill. And for what I had, worked. But he said, we might need your help for clinical trials for the 2nd stage, which is better. And so I said yes. Steps of clinical trials for me, my doctor, like I say, he called me, and he brought me in, and we discussed it. And he went over in detail what is going to be ahead of me for the next literally years. He left no stone unturned. And I went through all the blood tests and questions and everything that goes into research about what I had, and to see if I was a candidate for it. And I was. And I did it. And again, this was the drug that was at the 2nd level. And I got to tell you, it was easy. And again, like I said, I went through chemotherapy. This was about as easy as it got. I took a pill every day, and I had little to no side effects. And that lasted for a couple of years, and then I went off of it, and I was in remission for 2 or 3 years. And again, being the disease I have is chronic, it came back. And now I was given a call from Dr. Darouk. There's now a 3rd stage of this particular drug, and he asked if I would be willing to do the clinical trials again, which is what I'm doing right now. So, one thing that I think about is this is the 3rd generation of this particular drug. I was pretty much ready to get on the first one just as a therapy, but then the second wave came along, and that was my clinical trial, which has now become the therapy. So it kind of makes me feel good that I was part of the trials that has helped the people that are on that therapy. So any input that I give, you fill out a diary every time you take a pill every day, the time you take it, and then there was notes of how it's affecting you. So if that helped that makes me feel good, because I know that the people that are on that second tier of what I'm doing is they're doing well, and that makes me feel good. I wish I could meet some of those people. You know, now this third one, which is going to be even better, you know, that with what I'm doing, maybe that'll help somebody else too. If not myself, it'll help somebody else. Look, I volunteered to do this. You know, nobody twisted my arm, and I'm here on behalf of Ironwood. And I'm telling you, these people, again, like I said, have literally saved my life. You know, I don't know if it was sheer luck that I got the doctors that I have had, but I feel lucky that I'm here. You know, these guys are the best. Again, Bernice, my research coordinator, unbelievable, fantastic. The first research coordinator I had was really good too, but I got to tell you, Bernice takes it to the next level. You know, anybody that gets Bernice and Dr. Daruk, you are considered lucky as far as I'm concerned. And the team here, all the way from the front reception counter, everybody's nice and makes you feel at home, and it's a fantastic place.